profile. I'm going to make this short and sweet. Three copies of Despair from the Dark. Boss monster of the deck. Probably one of the strongest monsters in this deck. And is easily special summon from the graveyard. And is a 2 tribute. Two copies of Patrician of Darkness. He's pretty powerful. I can directly attack my opponent's monsters with him. So I can pretty much make my opponent attack anybody who I choose. One copy of Malevolent Metgoku in. You know, he's pretty nice. I can summon him without tributing, but I would take damage at the instead. Just depending on what you're doing. But he has gotten me out of many spots in the past. One Red-Eye Zombie Dragon. He's very powerful in the fact that if I turn my opponent's monsters into zombies and I destroy them by battle with him, I can special summon them to my side of the field. One Ryu Koki. He destroys any spellcaster or warrior type monster he destroys. He can destroy any warrior or spellcaster type monster he battles. So even if he loses, he will still destroy them. One Vampire Dragon. He's a 1 tribute monster, and if he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can add 1 level 4 or lower monster from my deck to my hand. Uni Zombie. 3 copies of Uni Zombie. I can discard cards from my hand or my deck to increase the level of monsters I have. So I can use him for easy synchro summoning. For when I get more synchro monsters. And, you know, and you can just send monsters to my graveyard to allow me to special summon from my graveyard. Which has helped me a lot. I go almost no duels without using him. 3 copies of Pyramid Turtle. When he is destroyed by battle, I can special summon 1 zombie type monster from my deck with 2,000 or less defense. Three copies of Zombie Master. I can discard a monster from my hand to special summon a zombie type monster, level 4 lower zombie type monster from either player's graveyard. 2 copies of Plague Spreader Zombie. Very useful when he's in the graveyard. Like if I send him in the graveyard with Uni Zombie, then I can special summon him by sending 1 card from my hand back to the top of my deck, but he's banished at the end step. 1 Goblin Zombie. And when he inflicts damage on my opponent, my opponent sends the top card of their deck to the graveyard. But when he is sent to the graveyard, I can add 1 zombie type monster with 1,200 or less defense from my deck to my hand. 1 Tristan Knight of the Underworld. He's good. When he's normal summoned, I can add 1 zombie type monster with 0 defense from my graveyard back to my hand. Like Vampire Dragon. 2 Double Costin. He can be used as 2 tributes, and he's also got a pretty decent attack point, so I can use him. I've actually used him a lot in most of my duels, and I haven't even always used him as 2 tributes. But I could special summon him with, like, Zombie Master, and then use him as tribute. 2 copies of Pump Princess, Princess of Ghost. When she's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can place her in Spell Trap card zone, and she gains pumpkin counters, and 1 pumpkin counter during any player's standby phase, and for each pumpkin counter, my opponent's monster to lose 100 attack points. 3 Soul Absorbing Bone Tower. Whenever it cannot be attacked if I control another face-up zombie, and each time I special summon a zombie to my side of the field, my opponent discards the top 2 cards of their deck to the grave. 2 copies of Shooting Doji. He's very useful. He has 2 effects. Like once per turn, I can activate 1 of these effects. Banish 2 zombie type monsters from my graveyard and draw 1 card. And his other effect is I can target 1 of my banished zombie type monsters and place it on top of my deck. So I can use them for resetting up my deck. Now on the spells. 3 Book of Life. I can use this card to special summon a zombie type monster from my graveyard and banish a monster from yours. Vampire Kingdom. I'm going to have a second one, but right now I only have one. I got another one on the way. I can increase the attack and defense of all zombie type monsters on the field by 500. One Zombie World. And turns all monsters on the field and graveyard into zombie types, and nobody can tribute summon monsters except for zombie type. 2 Ever Living Underworld Cannon. Once per turn during either player's turn, when zombie type monster special summon to my side of the field, I get to deal 800 damage to my opponent. Riroku. I can halve the attack of a monster my opponent controls and add that halved attack to my monster. Black Pendant. Increase my monster attack by 500, and if this card is destroyed, I deal 500 damage to your life points. And Call of the Mummy. If I control no monsters, I can special summon 1 zombie type monster from my hand. Very useful. Like if you get this on your first turn and you have several zombies in your hand, play this special summon. Then you can normal summon or special summon multiple times or whatever you have planned. But it's gotten me out of multiple situations. It's led up to many combos. 1 Axe of Despair. Pretty self-explanatory. Everybody knows what this card is. Increase the attack on a monster by 1,000 points. No, I don't really have to go into much detail about this one. 2 MST. Just destroy my opponent's bow and trap cards. There's not, much about this card. 3 Call of the Haunted. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Special summon monster from my graveyard, but if you destroy the trap card, you destroy the monster, and vice versa. 2 Two-Ton Mask. If a spell or trap card my opponent controls targets exactly 1 zombie type monster I control, I can negate it and destroy it. 1 Deck Devastation Virus. I can tribute 1 monster with 2,000 or more attack and check all my opponent's hand and monsters they control and all cards they draw until the end of their 3rd turn. After they destroy all monsters with 1,500 or less attack points. So I can essentially get rid of all of your tribute monsters. 1 Eradicator Epidermic Virus. I can activate this and then choose spell or trap card, and whichever one I choose, my opponent destroys all of that type from their hand and their field. And for the next 3 turns, if they draw one of that type, it's instantly destroyed. Like if I choose trap card, I empty my opponent's field of trap cards, hand of trap cards, and the next 3 cards if they draw any traps. Ghost from the Past. I can banish 2 monsters from my graveyard and make the attack of one of your monsters 0, making it vulnerable to my attacks. Even my weakest monsters could combo with this. Now this card, pretty self-explanatory. You attack me, I activate this, I destroy the monster you're attacking with. Punch in the Box. You attack me, you have 2 monsters on the field, 2 face-up monsters. You attack me, I negate the monster you're attacking, and I target the other monster, return it to your hand, and the monster I negated loses attack equal to that monster's attack points. 1 Spirit Barrier. As long as when I activate this trap, as long as I control at least 1 monster on the field, I will take no battle damage at all. 1 Robin Zombie. If each time 1 monster on my side of the field inflicts battle damage to my opponent's life points, my opponent sends 1 card from the top of his or her deck to the graveyard. And my last trap card, Coffin Seller. Each time a monster is sent to my opponent's graveyard, doesn't matter how, if it's destroyed or sent to the graveyard from the deck, hand, etc., I do 300 damage each. And now for the extra deck, don't have much. All I have is number 48, Shadow Lich. He's very powerful. He's 1800 attack, 0 defense, and his effect is during my opponent's turn, I can special summon one Phantom token, Fiend type, Dark level 1, attack 500, defense 500. And it's a quick effect, so I can use it pretty quickly. And as long as I have a Phantom token, you cannot target number 48 for an attack. And for each Phantom token I have, he gains 500 attack. So I could get him up to 2800. Anyway, that was my zombie deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. And comment what you like about it or what you think I could do better. Okay, thanks. This is Master Kane.